Hello and welcome to this episode of Fun with Rocks with Blueback Reservoir. In this episode we're going to look at the interactive facies generator from the Geology Toolbox. The interactive facies generator is used to interactively make discrete logs using cutoff values from petrophysical logs. It provides a well section and a cross-plot QC displays as you make this data. It can be used to make facies or indeed any discrete log, and you can export it for many wells in one go. So it's a pretty quick and easy way to make discrete logs inside of Petrel using log cutoffs. If you find it a bit too simple, then you should check out the other video we have on YouTube called Blueback Geodata Investigator Classification Groups. In GDI you can do the same workflow with a bit more scientific rigor by drawing rectangles or indeed freehand selections on crossplot and then exporting well logs. But let's take a quick look at how interactive facies generator can be used to make some of this discrete data. So here we are inside Petrel, and I'm going to start my interactive facies generator using a shortcut I've created here. You can also find this in Geology Toolbox. I click this here. I'm just going to maximize the window, and let's just reset it to the default settings. So the first thing to do is to choose an input template. So I can choose the regular Petrel facies, but in this case I've made a new discrete template called Bruce Facies. This contains three classes of data, one called chalk, one called cheese, one called red wine. Next we select a well with which to be our kind of dummy well, and we're going to use just to quality control the cutoffs as we create them. So let's choose well A15, let's choose to display gamma in this track here, and make a simple crossplot using porosity. So I'm going to use these two QC displays to sort of guide my interpretation. So let's start with the first class. So let's choose red wine. I expect red wine to have a pretty low porosity, so here I'm going to choose porosity is less than, let's say, 0.1. And here you can see it colors these points in the bottom part of my graph. Let's move on to the next class. This time I'm going to choose chalk. So I think that chalk has a bit higher porosity than red wine, so I'm going to say greater than 0.1. And then I'm going to say I think it has a kind of low gamma ray value, so I'm going to say and gamma is less than 80. And here again you see it highlighted on the graph here and on the chart here. You can also use an AND in this condition, so I could say is less than 80 but greater than 60, and I get a slightly less selection. Finally, let's create the final class here in my interpretation. Here porosity is greater than 0.1, and this time gamma is greater than 80. So here you now see my three classes defined for this A15 well. The nice thing about this tool is that we can then use the same formula to export for a number of different wells. So here I can just choose A wells and B wells, specify a name, Bruce new, then press apply. And let's take a look at how we can work with the results in Petrel. So here what I can do is to create a new well section window, and let's choose some of my A wells and then choose my porosity and gamma, and then in addition I should find my Bruce new facies log. And here you see the defined classes that I've used in interactive facies generator, but exported them for more than just the A15 well. Once you've created these logs, you can then manipulate them in any tool that Petrel takes as input for these type of logs, and one example of that is that of course you can use these logs in your facies modeling process. So please give this tool a shot and let us know how you get on. Thanks for listening. Bye.